You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Defiance After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Defiance After Show.
Lying here, my bed, hear the clock ticking. Think of you.
I don't know these words that well.
Circles.
Oh, get it, Scott.
Confusion is nothing new.
Bing is for doing, and we're doing.
Yeah, we are.
Another Defiance After Show. Episode 111. Hey guys, we're doing episode 111, past Is Prologue, Defiance, a chupping great episode.
So chupping great.
So chupping great. Oh my god. I was on the edge of my seat. One of the guys
Literally.
One of the guys here at AfterBuzz tweeted it to the Defiance official Twitter, and I saw the photo, and I'm not happy. But I'm very happy.
I'm very happy though, actually. I thought
Good. I'm glad, Scott. I'm Matt Lieberman. Joining me, Scott Moore.
Yes,
Welcome.
good to be here.
Poor Nando is not feeling too well today, so
Yeah.
he is not joining us.
Poor little Nando. Feel better soon, buddy.
Yeah, I feel bad for Nando because he doesn't get to talk about this awesome episode.
Of course, he gets sick when there's so much going on.
So much
So much.
happens. So much tension. So much is at stake.
So much drama.
Oh my God, things are happening. We might have a death god happening.
Yeah.
Who knows? So much is going on. We're gonna jump right in right now.
Let's do it.
With the election. All right, so we come in and we are at Mayor Nikki's wake, and Amanda is giving this eulogy. And we come to learn a little interesting tidbit that when she came to Defiance, she left E-Rep and came to Defiance as a janitor.
Yeah.
She was a janitor at the Darby building, and she polished that floor so hard that it turned into a job as the mayor's assistant.
Yeah. I mean, that was pretty. It was interesting to get that little tidbit from
Yeah.
her. But yeah, she basically, Nikki saw her and was like, "You." What did she say exactly? It was some kind of little line that Nikki threw out there. Like,
It was basically, it's like, you're wiping that floor like it's the most important job in the world. Of course, she hired her as assistant mayor and then became mayor. And then Daytac wastes no time making a speech about the future and just kind of trampling all over this funeral. And the E-Rep guys are there. Colonel Marsh is there at a funeral. I mean, come on, guys. Tacky.
very tacky.
Very tacky. Very tarry, if you will. But we're not going to do too many. We're not going to do zingers. We can't make this zinger night because so much is happening.
There is. Maybe a few, though. Maybe a few more in there.
Maybe a few more. So we're getting close to this election. It's like election eve, and tensions are high throughout the town. Daytac's platform is very just, let's let E-Rep in. We wouldn't have all the problems that we have now if E-Rep was taking care of us. And Amanda is very staunchly anti-E-Rep, all about independence. Daytac refuses to lose because it will screw with his honor. So he is going to win by any means necessary.
Yes.
And oh my God,
Yes.
he unfurl a devious plan.
Oh my God, what a great plan! I know, what was that that word? I have to look at my. I wish I had Daytac's cool little glasses here because I gotta look at my notes on my phone. That word, the I can't even say it. Venomino.
Yes, something like that with like 8 syllables.
It was amazing though, the whole great shaming thing and going to any lengths possible.
I know.
Whatever it involves.
Yeah, Alak had the great shaming placed upon him.
That is, but
and he had
hey,
to wriggle like a casty maid.
perfect career to go into. Politics, you got to do whatever it takes to win.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, what better career than the.
So we hear from Stahma, who we'll get into later, that Daytak is so intent on winning that he is going to murder Amanda Rosewater, which we in the room
mentioning to Kenya.
Yeah,
and we're thinking, okay,
and we're like, oh my god, for a second, and then we're like, no, there's no way it's that simple. Like, as soon as Alak told his friend that he has a job for him to do, it's like, there's no way it's that simple. No way would he trust a job like actually killing Amanda Rosewater to someone that he doesn't even know. Let alone a stupid kid who thinks he's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're at the debate, and Amanda refuses to move the debate. Nolan is adamant that they move to safe ground.
Yeah, he said had it up in the arch to kind of prevent anyone from being able to obviously do whatever. It would be safe, protected. They could still have their debate.
Yeah, but
she's like, no way.
The Daytak is being a master tactician here in terms of just like backing her into corner after corner till there's no more space. She's right, because if she did try to move it, he'd be able to say, "Oh, she won't face me in public. She's afraid.
She won't be in front of the people.
Right.
And she wants to have it behind closed doors." I mean, it is brilliant.
Yeah, and
very good politician there.
Exactly. And then Nolan does what Nolan does best, and he takes out the threat. Which was a paintball gun that looked a hell of a lot like a sniper rifle. And let me just say this. In the future, when you have limited resources and only so many things you can make, who is making paintball guns?
That's what I was thinking, too. I was like, so they're going to go through all that effort to make a paintball gun?
Like, that is...
when they barely have bread?
Exactly. That's like a luxury item.
I know. It was pretty crazy.
That's a luxury item. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't.
That... anyone could afford it, even if they were making it.
But also, I mean, let's be honest, too. If someone was pointing what looked like a gun in the middle of a debate at somebody, your first instinct, if you are the Lawkeeper or whatever, is going to be to get rid of that threat.
Exactly.
You're not going to sit by and ask questions later. You're going to take that out.
Right.
That would happen anytime, so that's,
but
kind of crazy.
Here's the thing. It's like all of Nolan's past transgressions, even though, before we get into the ones that Daytak uncovered, even just the ones in the town where he's screwed up and people have died, are coming back to bite him in the behind right here. Because, this town, I don't even think we realized how much of a powder keg it was until right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of these, like... It sort of brings like the stuff going on now with like political issues and different races and different ethnicities and groups.
Exactly. It's like it's like a
when
mini. It's like when a cop kills a minority. I mean, that's basically what happened.
Well,
except he wasn't unarmed.
Yes, I was gonna say, but exactly. It's kind of taking all those things and adding this powder keg because it's a small town. You have all these groups coming together with their own motivations.
Right.
And again, I think it brilliantly brought out by Daytak's plan here.
Right.
Brilliantly,
but
just to get each side fired up.
I know, but it is a complex issue, and unfortunately, Grant Bowler, who was supposed to be here today, he was feeling unwell. He wasn't able to get over here, and we're hoping that we'll have a conversation with him in the next couple of weeks, and we wish him all the best. I would have loved to discuss this episode with him because it is not a cut and dry issue, because even though it was a paintball gun that looked like a real gun. So once you get around the fact, okay, he shot somebody who looked like they had a sniper rifle trained at the mayor.
Yes.
He did not say put down the gun. He did not say, lower your weapon or I will shoot. He did not warn him. He fired.
He just said gun, and he fired. Yeah.
And then he fired. He was doing his job, but he gave himself no oversight, and he was being an enforcer, not a sheriff. He gave the gunman, no opportunity to disarm. He didn't even know there was a gun trained on him because he thought he was playing a prank. A dumb prank.
Yeah, again, it's a dumb prank when you're thinking you're at a public place shooting something at a public official.
What kind of idiot casting?
Come on.
What kind of idiot teenager thinks I'm going to take a realistic sniper rifle, paintball gun, and paintball the mayor to get into a gang?
Yeah, right.
Idiot kid.
But you're right. It does bring up interesting questions there because, on one hand, was Nolan too trigger happy there and went ahead and shot and then decided to ask questions later?
Yeah.
Which is it is a
Which
it is a big deal.
It's his
'Cause
style.
It's his style. Mm-hmm.
It's his style, and he does it again and again and again. And I'm really proud of the show for not letting him get away with it, honestly.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that it does bring up a lot of really good points there.
Yeah. Well, it's his background. He was never designed to be anything more than a blunt instrument. And now politics is not his deal. He is very much, this person is in the wrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to take them down.
Yep.
I'm going to show them who's right. And then I'm going to keep moving.
It's a very black and white kind of issues with him, and he's a fish out of water when it comes to the political nuances and how the interactions go with everybody in this community.
Right. And he's caught in this web. He and Amanda both are caught in this web, and he winds up turning in his badge over it.
Yes, which again, going back to a whole political thing, he almost had to do to be able to protect Amanda.
Oh, 100%.
After all the other stuff came out that Daytak was able to bring up on him.
Daytak, through his contacts at EREP, gets all of these sealed documents about Nolan's time in the Pale Wars with the military. And you can see how much the guy's attitude has changed. Like this recording of this like court martial had to have been before he met Arisa.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that exactly. But it was fascinating because of all the kind of hatred things that he was spewing about the greasy aliens, and it kind of reminds me again things that are happening in today's world. So I love kind of seeing those connections.
Absolutely,
and seeing how people change and grow over the years, and it's really fascinating.
Well, yeah, and just the effect that raising this alien girl has had on him, and just sort of, what happens to people at wartime. Like, what he was saying, like, without the slurs, he was basically saying, like, my job is just to protect you, the armchair generals, who are in the wrong. And, you're pulling me up on these charges. You're glad I did these things. So, like, I on a level, if I was a townsperson, I could agree with what he was saying until the slurs.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
It's just over.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
just
made it. That's, yeah.
over. And we never got to see what Amanda did about it, because she was still going to go on the air and double down on Nolan, which was a huge political error. She's not as good of a politician as she thinks she is.
No, she's not. And that's absolutely not. I mean, it was showing, kind of just explaining about her background and what she was doing. It kind of explains that she's too like a fish out of water in this thing, but she has her best intentions for this town.
Yeah.
She's just not the best at being the politician and getting through all the nastiest and everything like Daytak can do.
Right. Well,
as Stahma was even saying, about how that was an interesting thing that she brought up to Kenya about how she's with him
because of his cruelty.
Because of his nastiness and cruelty.
We're gonna talk about that awesome scene in a bit. I want to.
Yeah, we don't get ahead of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to stay focused. I want to talk about the Daytak Nolan fight scene.
Oh, yes.
Which was awesome.
That was a well choreographed scene there.
Well choreographed. We got to see they have different fighting styles.
Yeah.
Daytak knows some like mild parkour.
Yeah, right.
And then perhaps some Muay Thai.
I was gonna say knocking out with the roundhouse kicks and everything. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, roundhouse kick to the face.
Wow.
And Nolan just beats the stocko out of him.
Wasn't it great at the end though when Arisa tries to pull him away?
Yeah,
that was awesome. She walks over and kicks Daytak right in the face.
Oh yeah, she levels him.
And then we go to black. That was awesome.
Now, when she stays his hand, I thought he was gonna pistol whip Daytak, and she was saying enough. Was there any chance that it was like, I'm about to shoot this?
Yeah, I mean that's what I was thinking. That's what was going to happen.
Okay.
That he could have possibly just went ahead and shot him, because again we've seen this in the past, the kind of trigger happy way that Nolan is.
He was saying he was done with the town,
yeah,
and there was no Lawkeeper.
Exactly.
He could have just walked away.
Yeah, that's so I was taking it as the fact that he had the weapon there and he would have used it.
Yeah. I wish that he had, except not, because we need a villain on the show, and Daytak is the best.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. It's a great episode all around for everybody involved. It's just like the look on Arisa's face when she stays his hand with the gun was just beautiful.
Yeah, I think this episode was great because of the fact it got a lot of our characters had moments there. Each person had their moments. Yeah.
It was an active episode. Yeah. And Nolan is going to be wrapped up in the Arisa plot next episode, which we're saving till the end because, oh my god, there's so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about.
My mouth was like, For the last 10 minutes of the episode there.
So much to discuss on that front. Yeah, Daytak, Alak, dude is all about winning. He's all about his honor.
But that manipulation, I mean, just the way that he set it all up was just beautiful to get his son. He had his son there. He's asking Alak for, begging. The son has to ask him for forgiveness.
Masterful.
And then making his son go out, and now he's telling his friend, and the whole thing was just so well orchestrated.
Well, here's my question, because we're gonna get into Stahma in a second. And we've seen that she is kind of more the Lady Macbeth. He's the blunt instrument.
And she was so Lady Macbeth again in this episode. She had her moments where I was like, oh my God, she's so good.
Do you think that
smile that she has?
Scott.
Sorry, it's just so evil. It's so good.
Put the geek out down for a second and listen to me. What if, I want to know, do you think that this plot came from the mind of Daytak Tarr or from the mind of Stahma Tarr? Or from one of their steamy sauna sessions?
I know, one of their steamy sauna sessions. I think I'll go with that just because it's fun to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she was so instrumental in putting it together, and she had been making this whole thing happen with Kenya for, I want to say, a few weeks before she put it into motion. I wonder almost if she, put this plan into Daytak's ear and let him think it was his own.
I do. I actually, what you're saying, I think she was the one that actually did it because, even going back to earlier, when Grant was talking about that one episode at the end there when she's doing the whole knitting and everything, and he says, you're the one that I really have to watch out for.
Yeah.
I think it really is. It was her idea. She's putting it to motion. She's making him think that it's his thing. And, I mean, she's just such a great manipulator.
And then during the plague, she's the one who pushes to get him the mayorship.
Exactly. That's why I feel like it's all goes back to her and planning and plotting and absolutely.
Yeah, because she just loves that sweet cruelty.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to get back to Defiance in a second. I just want to talk really quickly about a movie called The Adventures of Serial Buddies. Earlier this year, Maria Menounos and Kevin Undergaro, who founded AFTERBUZZ TV, put out this movie. We've been talking about it a bit, but I just want to put this out there again. It's a really, really funny movie that is now available on demand and streaming and on serialbuddies.com. $4.99 to rent, $5.99 to buy. It's a really funny movie with lots of great cameos from industry titans. We got Henry Winkler in there, Christopher Lloyd, Kathy Lee Gifford, Beth Bears from Two Broke Girls, Maria's in it herself, Artie Lang is in it, Christopher McDonald, and a couple of really great young up-and-coming comedians. Hal Rudnick, if you've seen the Screen Junkie show online, which is a very, very funny web series, he's one of the leads. It's a great movie, and if you want to support AfterBuzz, we put out over 60 shows a week for free out of the kindness of our hearts because we love making this content. What keeps the lights on? Your help. So
and the air conditioning on.
Yes, and the air conditioning
which we're thankful for.
Yes, in the hot Southern California summer.
Yes.
So if you could, please rent or buy Serial Buddies. It is available on iTunes and on serialbuddies.com. Help us keep the lights on. Help us keep making great shows for you. We're trying to build a third studio right now so we can put out 3 shows at the same time. So that'll triple our output. So please invest in us, invest in Serial Buddies. You will not regret.
Yeah, and it's just a fun, perfect summer movie. When you're traveling or whatever, it's easy, it's fun to watch, it's so enjoyable. So definitely check it out.
It's a great movie. And now let's talk again about a great episode that kicked us right in the tungas.
Oh, it sure did.
Oh, it did. And I'm so glad we keep filling out our list of Defiance swear words. I'm gonna need to print out a nice.
I know. I think we need to have the cheat sheet for the final episode
of swear words so that we can go uncensored, quote unquote.
Because I still want to figure out what the whole translation there was for the the mother effer part.
Okay.
That's the one I need to find because it was so hard to figure that one out.
You and me, Scott, we're going to make it happen.
So I want to have a list, ready to go for the final episode.
We'll tweet it out before the final episode so that if anyone wants to join us in the conversation live, they can do it in their uncensored Defiance glory.
Uncensored glory. Oh, yeah.
Yes. So let's talk Stahma and Kenya because we were already on the subject. Stahma has a couple. Stahma and Kenya have a couple of amazing scenes this week. most importantly, the one at the Tarr residence, where Kenya is like outs her as a fraud, and she's like, like I'm gonna tell everyone everything. I'm gonna tell them all about us. And Stahma's like, he already knows.
And he doesn't care.
And he doesn't care, which none of us saw coming. None of us saw that coming because she was playing it so well. We were convinced. I forgot that she's a devious manipulator for several episodes because she seemed so afraid.
I did too, and I thought, oh, there really is this whole passion thing here, and she's scared and she doesn't want him to find out.
Yeah, it's like, I wonder if she's really a lesbian who like married this guy because blah blah blah. No,
she has it all planned out.
Unless that's the lie. But who knows?
Who knows anymore? I know. I'm
know.
confused.
Under all that white makeup and foundation,
and that smile
is just layers of lies.
Smile.
Layers of lies applied with a puff or with a wedge.
I think you need to use a wedge for that.
A wedge
a lot of makeup.
Lies. Yeah.
The wedge of lies.
Oh, the wedge of lies. No, she just has that great moment where she's like, I love him. I love him because he's cruel.
Yeah, not the whole thing about the humans, like female that clings to her abusive. No, it's because I love his cruelty.
Yeah, I'm his partner. It shows how strong he is, and I'll always support him. And Kenya's still pressing, like, I'm still gonna tell everybody. And Stahma basically, she's like, you don't want to F with this. That would be a huge mistake. Now, here's the thing. I kind of got the impression in this discussion that Daytak does not know exactly how this all went down. I don't think he knows about the sex.
No, I don't think he does either. And I think just the way, because it was even the way she kind of delivered that line, oh, he knows and doesn't care, it just kind of felt very throwaway to me. Like,
yeah, and
she's
Kenya
just saying that.
It.
Yeah, like it didn't. So I agree. I don't think he actually knows to what point, how close she really was to Kenya.
Which, is going to put Kenya in danger to reveal it, but I think it would throw Daytak way off balance.
Yeah.
That's a huge blow to his honor. And, Stahma knows it, and that's why she threatens with that icy cold stare. And she's basically like, I will murder you. Also, another great murder threat this week from Nolan to Daytak towards the beginning of the episode when he's like, I will break into your house.
In the middle of the night.
I will cover your face with a pillow, and then I will empty my gun into it. And I'm just like, Joshua Nolan, my man.
He's like, it doesn't matter what happens to her.
Yeah.
Slip in the shower, choking on a chicken bone.
Yeah.
Come after you.
I'm going to come after you. I'm going to fill you full of holes because I'm Nolan. No, it was masterful a little bit.
Yeah, because even that's what Daytak says. Like, oh, I didn't know you humans have so much poetry.
Yeah. Stahma calls Kenya a prostitute in that first scene between them.
Yeah, I can only tell so much to a prostitute.
And she takes it. She takes it harsh, but she maintains the upper hand, or so she thought. And she's like, since I'm just such a generous prostitute, I'll only charge you for half the hour.
Which is brilliant.
Yeah.
I love that line.
Yeah. Lots of fun stuff between the two of them. Real quick, guys, we appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed to AfterBuzz on YouTube and has subscribed to us on iTunes, and we would love if you would continue to give us ratings and reviews. We love reading your comments and your feedback, so we know what we're doing is making you happy, things we could be doing, and getting those 5s and those comments is what shows our bosses how great of a job we do, and you know how great that job is.
Because we want to come back for season 2.
Exactly. So please help us out. Rate and comment on the iTunes. All right, now we're coming to the big Mac Daddy storyline of the episode. Okay, before we do, I just want to say real quick, when Rafe has his goons beat up Alec Tarr in that pipe was one of the best scenes ever. And
can we get an Emmy nomination for him for that?
For Graham Greene.
For Graham Greene, that was so good.
That was it. That was, if there was an Emmy moment for Graham Greene,
that was his moment.
That was the one where he's just like, "Hey man, if you screw up again and you no longer deserve my daughter, your marriage will end, and I don't believe in divorce." He's gonna throw him down a mine shaft. Rafe McCauley is a gangster. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Doc Ewell and
Emmy
Arisa.
nominated moment there.
Okay.
All right, moving on.
We're moving on.
We got a good
we have to talk about this. Oh my God, the golden knot and the silver knot, and now they're inside Arisa, and what does it mean?
Oh my God, what is going on?
I don't know.
And the whole silver knot was like coming out of her body and twisting and turning, and it was just craziness.
And is she a death god now? And does that mean that the whole freaky cave painting was of a death god? We don't know. Is she a terraformer? We don't know. Let's go back and let's review the facts before we get into speculation, because we're going to get ahead of ourselves. Scott Moore, there is so much excitement.
And we don't want to get ahead.
Palpable. Okay.
We don't want to get ahead.
Okay. So,
rewinding back.
Yeah. So, we're in the opening moments of the episode, and our good buddy Duchesne, Tommy, is reading a book.
Yes, reading to Arisa.
Reading to Arisa, who like crawls over him like a cat or like a dog who like isn't paying attention, and then lies down and then gets bored with the book and is just like, we're getting it. This is on.
Alien-human relations.
Yeah, which like shows how far their relationship has come a bit. That, you know, they're
2 weeks.
Yeah, they're sharing a space, and you know, she feels close enough to him to initiate contact, and like. That's
kind of that warmer side again of Arisa.
Yeah, and
I think we have not seen that much this season with her.
Exactly.
She's very serious and has her own emotional. Obviously, she's going through a lot. So it was nice to kind of see that warm, softer side of Arisa.
Yeah, they were even giggling a little bit. Yeah,
giggling going on.
Like young kids getting it. So good for them. Meanwhile, Doc Yule, who thank God we got movement on this plot line in this episode, because when she got the golden knot, she got the Colovan at the end of last week's episode, I was like, she is gonna sit on this knot forever. So thank God that didn't happen.
No, I was worried about that too, because she had it all locked up in a way, which I loved how she kept checking on it too.
Yeah.
She went back at one point in the episode, she's taking out the key, opening up the box. Okay, it's still here, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And then going and locking it back up again.
Well, it was because she had to know, because all of her plans had been removed, because Arisa was searching for it, because Doc Yule built an effing contraption.
That's what I had listed in my notes. Some contraption thing here. I don't know what this thing is.
She built a machine designed to F with a golden knot, because she knows how to do that. Right. And she turns on this ray. The golden knot starts unfurling, and then Arisa's legs stop working. And she does not know what is going on.
While she was in the middle of human-alien coital relations here.
Yeah. Mid-coitus, she tells her partner, I can't move my legs. And Tommy, thank goodness, didn't misinterpret it as, yes, I'm great at this.
I'm not amazing.
Yeah. Tommy is great at sex. No, there's a Colovan ray contraption thing going on right now. So Nolan takes Arisa down to Doc Yule. Doc Yule takes an X-ray, which she later exposes after Arisa. She's having visions of when the cult, that church, you know, tried to make her into a death god. The things that she doesn't remember, she's getting little glimpses back, and she's drawn to the golden knot. She can't get to it, but it's why she abandons her post during the debate and the whole shooting happens.
Yeah, it's almost like a magnetic kind of thing that she has to get closer to it.
She's been activated. Yeah, it's been activated, and so has she. So Doc Yule develops the X-ray. She realizes what's going on, and just as Arisa and Nolan are about to leave town,
they're ready to head out of town. They're done.
It's contraption time, and the beam goes off, and then Arisa collapses.
And you see Doc; she's walking out, watching this go on.
Yes, and then not quite like she doesn't play it evil.
No, she doesn't play it evil, but she's observing, and you know, there's that moment there. Although I guess it's for me for speculation, but
exactly intellectual curiosity. We're gonna get more. So. She says it's a Votan disease. It's a Votan parasite. Lies. Gets Nolan out of there, and the whole time we're just yelling.
The little door.
I know. We're just yelling at Nolan. Get in there.
Break down the frickin' door, Nolan.
You know you want to. It's in your blood, Nolan. It was what you were born to do. Break down doors and shoot people. And meanwhile, Docula's cutting open Arisa's back.
Yeah, and you can actually see the imprint of the silver knot there on her backside. It was
right, and these tendrils start coming out of her back, and then all of a sudden the golden knot upstairs starts unfurling, and the tendrils mix and intertwine, and we're just going bananas in the room. Like, what is happening? So now Arisa has 2 knots inside of her that have merged. And as we remember the Freaky Cave paintings, it was a figure of a woman type, or just a being with a gold knot and a silver knot. So, which has been referred to as terraforming technology. I think we've recapped all the things that we know, except and that she ran into Rin out in the woods.
Well, that was the interesting thing. So then, we see Nolan finally break down the little flimsy door.
Yes.
Comes rushing in, and Doc is on the ground there. And I'm wondering, okay, does she have superpowers now? Is she, or Arisa? Because all of a sudden she's bolted out.
Yeah.
She's
chasing
knocked the Doc off,
her younger self through the woods.
And she's out in the woods, chasing herself basically.
Yeah.
It was.
And Rin is just hanging out, and I'm wondering, okay, is that a vision, kind of like Ghost Luke? Which she very well may be. I'm trying my damnedest to remember exactly where she wound up last we saw her.
Yeah, that's
but it
right.
doesn't make entirely great sense that she saw what happened to Sukar, because she was not in town at the time.
No, and that's I mean, I was kind of thinking what you were when I was watching things. This is some kind of vision again.
Yeah,
it didn't
like
quite make
Rin.
sense that all of a sudden Rin was there and she's in the wood. It just didn't make sense to me.
Rin?
Yeah,
What?
I know. It was very random.
Yeah. So,
random.
and we got some beautiful acoustic time after time.
Oh, yeah. That made me happy, actually.
Okay.
I like the choice of acoustic music this week.
We need to move past a spoiler wall, not that we even know anything, but get right into predictions, because we're gonna have a lot of them.
Now, your AFTERBUZZ TV
predictions. Okay, so what we know about the Colavan, or at the very least, the Golden Knot, it has been referred to as a genocidal weapon, as terraforming technology. The Indigenes are after it, and they know something about it. The church that kidnapped Arisa, which was not necessarily, it wasn't indigene, it was a multi-race church. Had the other one. So, what was the Golden Knot doing underground? What does the mixing of the two of them mean? Is she the death god now? Is she capable of terraforming just by thinking it? Or is she just an incubator for something far worse or far better? Or is she a friggin' biological computer? I don't know, Scott. The possibilities are going to make me explode.
I know. My head is spinning thinking about it, because you're right. And or does she have now these huge powers now from this intertwining of the two of them?
Tendril powers.
Yeah. So she, she turned into some kind of superhero type. I have no idea.
She's like a Lady Deathstrike. She just like
right,
snapping at people with her tendrils.
Yeah, like what is going to happen? And now that we're in the penultimate episode here, how many things are going to be tied up next week for the finale? Are there going to be a lot of cliffhangers to kind
next
of push
week
over
is
into
the finale?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That we just this episode, and now we have the finale next week. How many things are going to be tied up? How many things are we going to kind of see kind of hanging out on a cliff to kind of wait until next season to resolve?
I don't know. Here's my grand hope. As with any sci-fi series, answer enough questions that we feel like we've earned it,
and we feel satisfied by that.
We feel satisfied, but then start asking new questions in the finale. So leaves a couple lingering questions and add some new questions. We've so much that's going to happen. We've got the election.
Which we got the whole thing there with the E-Rep kind of.
Yeah, they basically consider
stuffing.
it. Yeah, they consider it over and done with.
That they talk is one.
Yeah, Nolan, badgeless, tracking down his daughter, seeing potential visions out in the forest. She might be a death god right now.
Yep, that's we're saying the superhero sort of powers of the death god thing here.
Right. And we've still got this political crisis in Defiance. Amanda's job is in jeopardy. Kenya might be telling Daytak about all this stuff, and he totally will.
Yeah, there's so much.
Yeah, there's so much happening. What is your prediction for next week, Scott?
Oh, God, I don't even know how to even begin with that. But I do think we're going to be left with Daytak winning because of the bout stuffing, and that's going to be something that will have to be resolved in the next season. So I think for that, for sure. But her whole powers thing with the whole golden knot, silver knot. I don't know. That's got my mind boggled. And I still think Doc Yule is really. I'm not feeling that she's in it for good reasons. I still think there's a whole evil tactic on her as well that we're going to find out more next week as well.
Okay, I think that Amanda is going to pull out a victory. I think that Kenya is going to tell Daytak about the sex, and he is going to flip out and make a huge error.
So you think he's going to make the error before?
I think he's going to make an error, or it's going to get out, and all the Castathans won't vote for him because he's been cuckolded.
Yes. He's been
and
shamed.
Yes. I think we're going to get...
with a V.
Yeah. Nolan's going to have to pull Arisa back from being a death god, but the powers will be unresolved.
Yeah, I think those will be unresolved.
Powers will be unresolved, and I think Doc Yule is in it for good. We just don't know it yet.
All right.
Scott Moore,
we'll see.
Where can people find you, Scott Moore?
You can find me on the Twitters at sman80, that's SMAN80, and on Sunday nights with the True Blood After Show.
All right. And you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman. That's MattLieberman. You can also find me here on AfterBuzz TV on the Under the Dome After Show. We just started last week. The show is crazy good.
Crazy good.
You need to check this show out and then watch the After Show. All right. Good night, everybody. We're going to see you next week for the finale.
Yay!
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.